Welcome back, everybody. In Unit 1, we learned the fundamentals of writing rhetorically centered documents, and we focused on how to craft messages tailored towards specific audiences, like job employers. And you practiced researching and writing with purpose, ensuring that your content aligned with each audience's specific needs and values. So in Unit 2, we're going to be building on those skills, but we're going to be shifting to a broader audience. This time, we're going to be looking at how to write in times of a crisis. We'll explore how public relations professionals communicate effectively during times of crisis. And actually, your unit project for Unit 2 will challenge you to do just that. So let's talk about the Unit 2 project. This is just a very quick summary of what the Unit 2 project will entail. Please, before you begin the project, read the Unit 2 project outline and the attached document there. But here's a quick synopsis. So for your Unit 2 project, you'll be taking on the role of a public relations director, and you'll be managing a crisis for an imaginary bank called the Rainy Day Savings Bank. The bank has been hit with a scandal involving fraudulent accounts, and both customers and employees are understandably outraged by this. So your job for this project, you're tasked with writing a few different documents. The first is an internal blog to inform employees about the crisis and guide them through next steps. Second is an About Us page on their social media account, explaining some of their values. Third is a social media post addressing the issues to the public. And lastly, I want you to respond to some negative comments that were left on their social media, which you can find in the attachment on the Unit 2 project. So keep in mind the different tones and strategies needed for each of these tasks. You'll need to write for distinct audiences while maintaining consistency in all of your messaging. So diving into the crisis at the foundation of the Unit 2 project, right? So here's an overview of the scandal. The bank has been a trusted institution for over a century, but recently it's been caught inflating sales data by creating over 2.5 million fraudulent accounts. Yikes. So customers have seen their credit scores drop and have been hit with hidden fees. On top of that, lower level employees are taking the blame, with 6,000 of them being fired while senior management has escaped unscathed. As a result, the bank is facing fines and a loss of trust, with customers taking to social media to voice their anger. So this is a brief summary of the crisis that's explained in the Unit 2 project. This is the situation that you'll need to address in your project, and you'll have to balance both internal and external communication strategies. So with all of that said, I wanted to offer a framework for addressing a PR crisis, which I think will help you in the Unit 2 project, but hopefully will help you beyond this project as well if you plan to pursue any sort of business communication, right? I would say that no business really anticipates getting into a crisis, but when a crisis occurs, it's really important to have a plan in place. Um, so having a framework like this is helpful, and having some sort of team in place is also helpful, right? So let's go through these 4 steps together. The first step of addressing any PR crisis is to acknowledge the situation, right? A company should not try to hide or delay the disclosure of information, right? Even if a company doesn't have all of the facts, it's crucial to admit that there is an issue. Number 2, take responsibility. It's important that a company owns up to the problem and owns up to their part in making the problem. Shifting blame to other players only damages trust and reputation even further, right? It shows a lack of accountability. So take responsibility for the part that you played in this problem. Third, Show empathy and offer reassurance. Understandably, if there is a PR crisis, people are going to be upset, they're going to be concerned, frustrated, and they are going to need a place to vent that frustration, right? Whether it's your customers or employees, they want to know that you care about them and they want you to know how the crisis affects them. So it's important in any public response to a PR crisis that you are empathetic towards the affected parties. Lastly, keep communication flowing, right? Provide regular updates as you work towards a solution. Tell customers where they can get updates if you're not going to post regularly on social media or on your website, right? Who they can contact if they have a question, right? This keeps your audience informed and reassured that something is going to happen.